Hello guys, so welcome to today's show. My name is CHUKS and you're on GFL TV, the home of football. So if today is the first time we see our program for you to bring you the latest Arsenal news updates as they drop all over the world. So for now, I almost start with today's morning show. So ahead of the match we will play today, Arsenal versus Bayern Munich. So Harry Kane, they talk plenty, and because they interview Harry Kane for the press conference and can't do an interview with Vincent Company. Now, the reason make Harry Kane did that because him get experience with Arsenal already. Don't play many games with Arsenal, so the media felt they could ask him some questions. Now, Kane when they talk say this Arsenal wey dem wan play now, e dey quite different from the Arsenal wey don face before. You get, and he talk some good things about Arsenal, things wey you don notice because Harry Kane reveals the key changes Arsenal have made since he last faced them ahead of Bayern Munich's crunch Champions League clash with the Gunners. So Harry Kane said this Arsenal team are different to the one Bayern have pummeled in the past and is relishing the two best teams in the world facing off. Well, in fact, everybody just give Arsenal their respect, which they really deserve. Now, when asked about Arsenal's development since both teams met 2 seasons ago, Kane said they've become more solid, they have more experience, but they play similarly to how they used to play back then. Defensively, now their structure is better. That's something people need to hammer on. They've gained the experience in the Champions League, which has made them better and helped them grow. That's why they're in the position they are in right now. It will be a good test for us tomorrow. Two of the best teams in the world will be going at each other, and we are looking forward to the game. It will be a good opportunity to test ourselves. Meanwhile, because Arteta said we talk about your own team, talk about Vincent's company and everything. You see this particular game we won't play today. For the press conference, Arteta also said we will use this game to test ourselves to see where we are because you are looking at the best offensive team right now in Europe and the best defensive team right now in Europe facing off. That's a clash. So, and my happiness is that Luis Diaz is not there because Diaz also understands how to play us. Even though, well, we might still take care of him, but he's a big threat, no doubt. They still have Serge Gnabry, they still have Michael Olise, he gets. But you cannot compare we and all those Freiburg, all those Shakauf, all those people they face in Bundesliga. We are not the same, we are different. Okay? So when they play us, I want to believe they will not approach us the way they approach other Bundesliga games. They will be very careful because you know we can hurt them. In fact, I can't look many things like what Kane said at the top because they can't ask and say, but you don't play for the Emirates Stadium. You don't score plenty goals there, which means you know how to play Arsenal. Kane got the experience say, not true. Say I don't score plenty goals for Arsenal. But when you check those games, how many I win? When I saw that, I just laughed because I can also say my record is okay here at the Emirates Stadium. I've scored a lot of goals, but haven't won loads of games. You know, say Kane, based on say Naim be one like the legendary striker for Tottenham Hotspur. How many times Spurs come for the Emirates Stadium win? Nobody which day will they talk about the record? Arsenal playing Spurs in the Premier League 33 times at home and we beat them 31 times. So how many times did they come here and win? You get, that's the question. Yes, he came and scored a lot of goals, not just him, even Son. Son said they scored a lot of goals, but how many of those goals translated into a win for them? So that's when they talk say this is going to be quite different. I also watched Ateta's press conference put up by the Haters TV, and they ask Ateta, "Do you fear Harry Kane?" He come be like say Ateta no first hear the thing. Ateta say, "Eh?" He say, "Wetin?" The person repeat am again. Do you fear Harry Kane? Ateta say, "Fear?" Say that's not the word that we use. Fear. Ah. Say I admire what he has done based on say he's a goal scoring machine. Yes, we all know that. But fear, come on. Say we are ready. Oh, that is that. So we are ready for him. Yes. Even Julian Simba when he did the interview yesterday, he also said it that we are ready. We know they fear nobody. In fact, I took my time. I went to Bayern page and I saw the squad, their traveling contingents. Now from this squad, they go pick their first 11. Make I no lie for you, I went through this squad over again. There is no fear factor about this squad. I can tell you for free that Man City first 11, like Man City squad, even have fear factor. At least you go see some kind of hurricane. You go see Eliana, no? You go see Donnarumma. This team I'm seeing, there is no fear factor here. I can tell you for free. I don't look am. Tell me who you go dey fear for this place apart from Kane, who is a customer that we know already. Who else? Who else? This team, this Bayern team, they are not stable defensively. Bayern be like Barca. That team maybe say when you play against them, you will get chances to exploit. Because number one, they never play 10 men behind the ball. They never backpedal. They are always ahead. You get. In fact, then be like Barca in the sense that if you can outscore us. We will give you chances to score. Look at Freiburg. First half 2-0, back. Look at most of the games where they play now. Score me and score you, score me and score you, end-to-end stuff. We don't get that time. We are defensively structured, you get. So this particular game, I just have this feeling that we will dispatch back this Bayern. I just get that feeling because I don't look at that squad. If to say Diaz did there now, I say okay, Diaz get presence, get. But look the squad. How many players you even know? Who no lie for this squad now? How many players you know? You say I go say this one na senior man, this one a world class player. At least we know Manuel Noah get, but this one a past glory. I don't think say still as good as that year again. A past glory. Apart from that, Ulrich, all big. Dayo Tupemecano, those one are shit packer. Kim Min Jae, shit packer, and those one be Benjamin Ta. Baba Gbagbe all these ones. Joshua Kimmich, yes, I know you. Gnabry, Goretzka. This Goretzka, no be that one they play for Dortmund that year. I mean, another one be this. The Harry Kane, see Nicolas Jackson, Michael Jackson, from Chelsea. No, say Michael Jackson don't come here. Then look at Michael Olise. Apart from that, look at Conrad Laimia. Then look at all those people. Like, there's no fear factor. But if you put that stance in like this, you see. In fact, make a bust your brain. If you do a combined Arsenal and Bayern first 11, I don't think Bayern will have more players in that first 11 than Arsenal. If you do a combine, so we won't combine both teams. But that one don't mean say we go beat them, you get, because they still create chances and score, you get. But this particular game, especially the fact that it's been played at the Emirates Stadium, I think we stand a big chance. Now, away from that, we're going to look at the games wey dem play yesterday. When you watch, Chelsea use Barcelona wipe the floor, you get. And that's the thing we are saying about this Barca team. They always give people chances to exploit because they are not defensively sound. So make Chelsea no go dey use this one dey get false hope. Like that my Chelsea friend wey yesterday say, una no fit win. You don call me all 11 and say, they don say happen, say na Arsenal dem dey wait. This one, we no be Barca o. We no be Barca o. So the earlier you know that, the better for you. So I see another match, Newcastle sef lose, even though na dem first score. Then I think the surprise of the evening should be Man City by Liverpool. Man City lost at home 2-0. So that one I really shock many people you get. So Man City now don't lose back to back since after the international break. So, and I don't really know why Pep rested like so many players. Oh, we dey meet for weekend, no be Leeds. So what did they do all those kind of 10 changes for? No be say the 10 changes no good though. After all, Omar Mamouche dey there. Some kind of players dey there. Say it's Man City. So when the kind of 60 something minutes they come bring in the players, Ala enter, this one fold in. Nothing. I don't see nothing yet. So at the end of the day, they lost again. So, but I just hope say that kind of thing no go befall us. When you look at today's games in the Champions League, there you go see the likes of Arsenal versus Bayern. There you go see Atletico Madrid, Inter again. So that one, are they kind of interested in seeing what will happen over there since Inter they go the Wanda Metropolitano Stadium. Then I see Liverpool, PSG, Tottenham Hotspur. We'll just see how all these different games go unfold at the end of the day. Now, away from that, there is this statistics now we don't dey hear now. Formerly, what would they hear this about statistics for? Now, when they link am to Martinelli, say any game wey Martinelli score, Arsenal no dey lose. So Trossard now sef don up im own number. So now we come even hear say Arsenal have never lost a game that Trossard has scored in 32 games and counting now. You get. So I don't know, before nobody dey mention Trossard, but because you don't play many games, you don't start, don't play, you don't score. So that's why they mention in there, which means we don't get two players now. Trossard and Martinelli say any game maybe say two of them just score or one of them just score like this, just mark am say, oh yeah, how till get. Well, we are going to keep counting the records until somebody stops us, just like as Barca and Chelsea players said. You know that Barca was on a 50-something game scoring run. I think 53 or 54. We will say they must score, even if they win, whether they lose, they must shout, even if not draw, they must shout score. You get. But Chelsea stopped the yesterday after the chopper at 3-0. Although you could say the red card follow contributes, but it could have been bigger than that to the margin, because I think about 3 goals were cancelled. Say offside, handball, this one. It could have been worse. You get. But at the end of the day, Barca's run has ended. Even Liverpool self, I think they have this run, this scoring run. So I think they almost self you don't end. So that one self did. Now, Paul Scholes come dey back Mikel Arteta's Arsenal signing to become a 100 million player. Now he's talking about Eberechi Eze. Say the way Eze dey play, say Eze, if they wan sell am now, the guy go dey worth like 100 million because the guy is just too good. You get just the shower and coming on the player. Paul Scholes has revealed his Premier League title predictions and backed Arsenal summer signing Eberechi to become a 100 million player. It took him a while to get going at Arsenal, but the talent is definitely there. He's clearly a really good player. People have talked about him for ages. Looking at him against Spurs, he looks that humble, and that he maybe doesn't want to be a superstar, but he's going to be the one, I think. Now, the North London derby win sent Arsenal 6 points clear at the top of the table. We all know that. We got to talk, say, is it need to win games and points for Arsenal? And he's doing that now. If he can do that consistently, then he will just transform into a 100 million player. He gets even a fellow Manchester United hero Nicky Butt saying they're very, very impressed with Eberechi's heroics against Tottenham Hotspur and said it looks like a superstar in the making. Everyone said he's nice. He's a nice humble lad, said Nicky Butt. It looks like a real superstar in the making. I think even Michael Richards also going to talk about the player again. So everybody they praise Eberechi. I am all for that. I'm happy that at least they don't recognize in contribution for what in Arsenal they do. Now let's quickly bring you a message from our Super Eagles Supporters Club of Nigeria. They're calling to come and be a member of this prestigious club so that they're going to support the Super Eagles wherever they are going, locally or internationally. Get no be this year, anytime, any other time we then get any activity. You know, go just involved. So if you're interested, make you contact Mr. Prince Ademola Lawadi on 00342153114. So if you're interested, contact him, and they're also on Facebook and IG, Super Eagles Supporters Club of Nigeria. So most people we don't already register because I did in contact with them, so they don't tell me say they've joined them, they've added them to the group. You get where they're going to give them information about Super Eagles travel so that you know how to take liars with them. So any other person that is interested, contact Prince Ademola. Now, away from that, we also have another message for you from another of our sponsor, Mr. Prince Uche, who has this Toyota RAV4 2007 model, American spec, it's Kumboka 6-cylinder engine, 5 seats capacity. The mileage is 110,225 kilometers, and the location of this car is Lagos State. So if you're interested, make you contact Mr. Uche on WhatsApp or +234 7038869667. And the car is very, very affordable. Mr. Uche wants to land 10 million naira. So if you're interested, make you no hesitate, make you no waste time. Contact them and hear other pictures of the vehicle. So very, very clean and very, very neat. So contact him ASAP if you have any interest in the vehicle. Now, based on Chelsea don't dispatch Baka. So Maresca called it tell them say, see, may they turn their attention now to Arsenal. And this was the statistics I'll tell you. Baka were on a 54-game scoring streak in all competitions, dating back to December 21, 2024, until they met Chelsea. So Chelsea don't scatter that particular record. So Pep Guardiola self come talk say he do mistake, you get, because he admit say that 10-man changes where he make say probably it was too much. Because if you say maybe they play Arsenal now, or maybe they play which other big team, maybe like Tottenham Hotspur now, we say nobody say them be big team, but they are like a boogie team to you. Or they play one kind Bayern, I couldn't understand. So okay, you are resting player, but you are playing Leeds over the weekend. So how? How are you resting 10 players? Now you don't drop points. Well, that in short, you know why? Now that's why they talk yesterday. Say if Arsenal, God forbid, though, say if Arsenal lose against Bayern, we are still in good standing. As they lose now, they still they will need the automatic qualification place. Although we'll see COT people go play today, they still have 10 points. So they are still in good standing. But nobody wants to lose. I think Dana, he can't afford to lose ground, more ground in the Premier League against Arsenal. So he prefers to actually sacrifice the key players and keep them for Leeds. You understand that logic? I understand it. Because Arsenal is already 7 points ahead of them. God forbid they go and draw. And Arsenal go and beat their next opponent, Chelsea. You don't say the point tally now don't expand. So then what he no one see. So I like what he did actually resonates with me, but people are not going to see it that way. So because the end will justify the means in no win, you get, so they will say if to say you know, you for no really do them like that. Now I can go check Bayern social media page. Bayern got the talk say the best defense versus the best attack, and that's just really what is going to be on exhibition today. You get, And sadly, we are not going to be having the Bomagales. And sadly for Bayern, they're not going to be having their best winger, Luis Diaz, who has done like a whole lot more for them this season. So we'll just see how things go unfold as we move along. Now, we're going to hear from Jabi Alonso based on the nonsense matter with the happen for Real Madrid. So he got to say, well, he believes everything will get better relationship wise, football wise, performance wise, results wise. When he talk this thing, I can say truly, wetin the media they talk about Real Madrid say a relationship with some players they don't scatter na true. For him to say it will get better, which means some things will be adjusted. You get relationship wise to show say that story about Vinicius Junior actually has merits. You get now Jabi Alonso call the ask and say shey na true say some players they try to get you fired. He said, me? Players trying to get me sacked? I do not even comment. So I have respect for my players. I believe in them. We can't focus on outside noise. And at the end of the day, we'll can't even see another picture. I think Fabrizio Romano posted it of Vinicius Junior in the Real Madrid training, laughing and all smiles and say, okay, maybe they don't really work out their differences. And for somebody who they ask, say, she not true, say players fee make them sack manager. Yes, it is true. Yes, it is true. You get one video where John Terry they talk about, I don't forget the coach for Chelsea. John Terry say, then if they don't like manager, they go call Abramovich say, this manager, come and law, fair, we no want, get, then they go, and they go fire am. Aji, players get power. If player want me, they sack you. If they want me, they sack you. Baba, they will just dey play rubbish. They will lose, they lose. And once they don't lose to a certain level, obviously the management are going to come for you and fire you. So that's just the thing. So if you are doubting, take it from me. Players get so much power. Now, Barcelona are 15th in the Champions League table. Who would have believed this? Now, do you know what people are saying in the media space? Lamau should stop talking cho before big games. See yesterday, Baba, like they no see am. You get Estiva, that's more than 18 years old. For me, I would say, well, now because in the play against people like Barca will give you a lot of spaces. Those spaces they are exploiting, they will not see it against Arsenal. And Chelsea, na team maybe say, then say will give you spaces to exploit naturally. Chelsea don't play 10 men behind the ball, especially when they play for the Stamford Bridge. So I will see the approach where they will take approach Arsenal because me and you know say anytime we see some play Arsenal, they change their philosophy. They change what they are doing. You get to try to see how they can. Now we are the team to beat. Now we people they fear. No be we go dey fear person. Now we people go if they don't play us, they will say, "Oh, how want they play this Arsenal?" Because we are a mammoth, we are a giant. So now the way it be now. So this Arsenal, this Chelsea team at Jimmy they set up like this. Come play Arsenal. Even Craig Bawley, I think Craig Bawley said something like that. We're still going to get to that. Let's just proceed on to other things. Now, surprisingly, I can't even hear say Bournemouth and Ghana forward Anton Semenyo say release clause, the fit still drop am. You get small for January to make those who want sign am fit sign am. And yes, if we enter like 50 million. And Man City now really they don't discover their problem. Problem why don't they talk since say having just one person scoring all the goals is not sustainable for the long term. Now the year say Manchester City now, their boss Pep Guardiola is concerned about the team's big over reliance on Norway striker Erling Haaland. He wants the club to consider signing Bournemouth Antoine Semenyo now. Now that they know his release clause is 65 million and the release clause can still become lower. Man City need options who can score goals rather than just being creative. They have a lot of creative players. Yes, create. When they create the one chop. Omar Mamouche before his injury was like all over the place, busting everywhere. After the injury, the man just cool like ice water. So I not just know what did happen there. So this Semenyo, me I know the fear Semenyo because this don't teach me lesson. You get say if you oti for one club, no mean say if you come go another club, your oti go continue. Baba, if you cool like ice water. So the possibility of that is also going to be there. But regardless, I think this is our season. You get because of us try solving our problems by January, but by then I believe by January the gap fit don like 10, 12 points. Who knows? Now I can see this particular post from Fabrizio Romano where they talk say Neymar season in 2025 is over due to the new knee injury. When I saw this thing, I was very angry. I was like, maybe this guy just go retire. What's he be on this one? Every AK market day, they know one injury. Just retire. Just say it's enough. All the people when they play that year when you be superstar, majority of them don't retire. What do you say they wait for? And you don't have a clean bill of health. Look at Hazard. Follow the Hazard route. Just retire. See how they cry. Like they invest me. You dey risk your life. Go and retire. Now the only if I dey close to am, if I'm a family member, And the only advice I go advise her, I be she no get any other source of income. She be no be one man wey kpai leave a huge fortune for millions. Abeg just go and retire. Now we're going to hear say Arsenal will host Manchester United in a behind closed door friendly at the Sober Realty Training Center on Tuesday, with the match aiming to get injured players back to full fitness, including Gabriel Jesus. And you know, say you don't tell me they're not they plan this thing. Say they want to do internal training, because yesterday I think we reported that Gabriel Jesus came back to the full training for Arsenal. You get so, and it can correspond with what Arteta they talk say they will bring training competitive match for them internally, but they take gauge. You get so you go favor Arsenal, you go favor Man U, but Man U also want to do competitive matches for the likes of the Butcher. You get and some kind players who just they come back from injury. So now win-win for everybody. You get so more just see. After that, you can't depend on how Gabriel Jesus take fair. If he do well, then moving forward, they're going to add him to the squad fully for games. Because Ateta also said his recovery came too early. And remember, I said they're not ready to start a Champions League. So they know if mostly feature him for Champions League until January. The transfer window, once it becomes open, they go confident and infuse more players into your Champions League squad and the Premier League squad. So it will just now so it will just be. Now, to Walcott's going to name one Arsenal player when you feel say you need to kick him in the backside. You get now who they talk about now? Odegaard. Say as Odegaard did now. To Walcott said Odegaard would be watching Eze's superb display with concern as he hopes to regain his place when he returns. What was really nice to see is when you have a bench celebrating that much as well. Walcott said it said this one is called soccer on the overlap US. So they are on the same page. They are, however, deep down, Odegaard will be thinking, "Oh, this is tough because Eze is taking my position. Eze is playing." So about you talk plenty, plenty. And when I say, I just they laugh. Now, Craig Bawley going to make Arsenal claim after Chelsea's Champions League win over Barcelona. So him personally now, when you read the entirety of the report, Craig Bawley says a much better version of the Chelsea team that played Barcelona will be needed to face Arsenal. You no go prepare against Arsenal the way they prepare against Barcelona. Arsenal is not Barcelona. And at the same time, myself at the top, we no be the same thing. You get no go the judge. So Estival. No worry now. Estival go face Calafiori. But or maybe na Peroneto go face Calafiori. Then Estival go face Timber. You get so you can't know whether na the same thing with Barcelona it be. So Chelsea beating Barcelona is not a surprise. It is great. It's a great win. But it's not a surprise if you watch La Liga regularly. If they do something similar to Arsenal, like beating Arsenal 3-0, then it's a big statement because Arsenal, the clear favourites, will go on and win the Premier League. The statement for Chelsea has to be the weekend because Arsenal is a different ball game. Yes. Another Chelsea player, Mario Melchior, come to believe say Maresca side they capable of grabbing Arsenal. They go collect point for Arsenal. Yeah. Just they talk. Me, I just read the thing, I just they laugh. So, believe it or not, a much better version of Chelsea need to turn up as ex-Blues midfielder Bawley was telling the ESPN. They just have to up their game from what we saw tonight to face Arsenal. Arsenal are not going to play like Barca did tonight. In some sense, that's the acid test for Chelsea rather than the Barcelona game. We've seen enough of Barca this season. It's been there week in, week out to see. Even the poorest teams in La Liga have all had chances against this Barcelona side. So, you know, we use them as a yardstick. Say, okay, because we beat Barcelona 3-0, therefore we are going to demolish Arsenal. That is beer parlor arguments and beer parlor logic. So, but there, Star lovers, let's bring you another message from another of our sponsors in Mobile World Associates and Co Limited. So, they are into construction services, dredging, canalization, real estate, and shore protection works. They are also into mechanical and fabrication services and procurement services nationwide. So, if you want to reach out to them, call them on +234 80 and they're located at number 7 Ekeni Road or Razi, opposite St. Stephen's Anglican Church, Port Harcourt. So if you're interested in any of their services, please do reach out to them. So the biggest news of the day. Now, the fact say Harry Kane said they testify, say this Arsenal side win the see now, it is different from the ones we don't play in the past because they are very, very solid. And this is an opportunity for Bayern to test themselves against another big team. In Harry Kane's words, these are the two best teams in the world right now facing off. But we'll see what's going to happen at the end of the day at the Emirates Stadium. I expect fireworks everywhere. Maybe they'll put up a giant tifo. Like it's going to be interesting. So I think with that being said, that is a fine place for us to call the show, and then to like come your way later in the evening to give the evening news. Till then, thanks for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your day. That came out. All right, guys. Ciao.